Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my cash envelope system for 2021 and my sinking funds. So this is a completely new method for me that I've been playing around with in November and December of this year, trying to get my plan together for 2021. Because I'm trying to be very intentional, very mindful of how I'm spending my money, how I'm saving, and all of that stuff. So I'm really excited about implementing all of these things. So first I want to show you my cash envelope wallet. So I got this from Amazon. It's similar to the Filofax, but it was only like $15. I do have it linked below if you're interested. And basically this is my everyday wallet. So I have all of my cards and things on this one side and my change pouch. And then I have my cash envelopes on this side. And so my categories, I just keep it simple. I have personal, groceries, gas, and miscellaneous. And so basically my personal, I budget $100 a month, and this is mainly eating out. But like if I want to buy just something random like home decor because I just moved, or you know, whatever, can come from this envelope without me feeling guilty. And then I have groceries. I am going to budget $160 a month. I do most of my shopping at Aldi, and so I anticipate that being a little over budget. So I may adjust it as the year goes on. I don't want to cut too much off and then, you know, result in going over budget. So I'm going to work on $160 a month. Hopefully I come under, and whatever is left over, I'm going to roll over into my debt snowball. And so that's that. Then I have gas, and so I'm going to have to figure out my budget for this. I did recently move to a new state, so gas prices are different, and I'll be doing a lot more driving starting in the new year. So I'm thinking $80 a month, but that may be more like $100, so we'll see. I do pay for most of my gas via my credit card, but I am using a cash envelope so like I can transfer that cash and make sure that money is already accounted for. And then I have miscellaneous, and this is just basically both planned miscellaneous expenses. So for December I moved, and so, you know, the cost for the U-Haul, the cost for the moving help, and like all of that I put in my miscellaneous budget. And so this will kind of account for that. And then plus I'm giving myself a $20 cushion. So if I happen to go over in any category, or if, you know, some unexpected small expense comes up, it will come from my miscellaneous cash envelope. And then I have an extra one in here just for whatever is coming up. So if I have a sinking fund that I'm tracking pretty closely. So for December obviously was Christmas. And so I can track that. All of that was paid for on my credit card, but I just want to keep track of that spending there. And then I have my bank envelope. So whatever things were spent on my credit card, they're going back into the bank, as well as whatever I'm taking out of the bank to fill my envelopes will go in here too. So yeah, so that is my cash envelope system. I really like this approach. I feel like it's keeping me very intentional. And I did make all of these myself. If you're interested, they are available in my Etsy shop. So you can find that link in the description box. So next I have my sinking funds method. I got this binder from Amazon as well. It's just a suede minimalist binder. And my sinking funds, I'm doing a hybrid cash and electronic or digital envelopes. And so I'll show you the digital envelopes in a second, but I will keep track of everything in this binder. And so like I said, envelopes I made myself. If you're interested, you can find them in my Etsy shop. Link is in the description box. And so basically I have first my self-care. This is one that will be for like beauty or vitamins, or if I want to get a massage every quarter or whatever, will be pulled from this envelope. This will be cash, and I am giving myself $20 a month in this envelope. Then I have household, which will be for cleaning supplies, toilet paper, things that I need like around the house. I may pull from this for like minor home decor stuff, or like home stuff like new wine glasses or something like that, just depending if it's available. I'm doing $20 a month here. Next, I have my travel envelope, and this is one that will be a digital envelope. And travel is something that's very important to me. I love like giving myself experiences more than like tangible things. And so of course with the pandemic, I haven't been able to travel as much, but I do have a trip planned to Colorado in March, but that is already saved. And then from here on out, whatever I put in this envelope will be for some future trip. So hopefully that'll be like 2022, which is actually kind of good because it gives me time to focus on some of my other goals, like paying off my debt and building my savings some. And so I'm just going to contribute $25 a month to my travel fund just so that there's something going in there. Next, I have my gifts, and this is going to be for birthday gifts, cards, and that type of thing. I typically give, I'll take family members out to dinner for their birthday and things like that. And so that will come from here, or just minor gifts for their birthday. I tend to give more like larger gifts for Christmas. So I'm going to budget $25 a month for this one, but this is one that I may have to play around with because I have a lot of birthdays that are clustered at the beginning of the year and kind of like midpoint of the year. And so this is one that I may have to beef up, like starting in February or March, and then maybe I'm not contributing as much later in the year. I don't know. I have to figure that out. But for now, I'm doing $25 a month. We'll see how that works out, and I'll adjust as needed. Then I have clothing. This is one that I anticipate not having to pull from as much. I don't buy a whole lot of clothes just because I like, what I have, and I am pretty minimalist. But I do like to buy new items like, seasonal. So, the beginning of winter or the beginning of summer is typically my big shopping time. So I'm planning a larger shopping budget in January of like $150 to $160 just to get some new items. And then I'll contribute $20 a month. And I'm anticipating early summer, late spring, having to pull from this envelope again. And this will be a cash envelope. Then I have my car. And so for this fund, this is going to be for maintenance and savings for a new car. So my car is about 10 years old, a little over 10 years old. And I am wanting to buy a new car, but I do want to pay as much as I can, if not all, in cash. And so I'm really hoping that I can ride, my car out for a few more years. We'll see what happens as I save for it. But if anything happens, I want to make sure that I do have some savings, to make any repairs, to buy a car once I get there. So for now, I'm going to contribute $100 a month to this fund. I want to do a little bit more, and honestly I could, but right now I just really want to focus on paying off my credit card debt, which is my big goal for 2021. So I'll do $100 a month for now, and of course that may change. We'll see what happens. For medical, this is going to be for medicine, co-pays, things like that. I don't imagine having to pull from this very much because I am pretty healthy, and I do get preventative care and things like that, and my insurance is pretty good. So I don't anticipate having to pull from this much. So I'm only going to do $10 a month just to kind of cover any copay or deductible, that may come eventually. Then I have Christmas. And so this is one that I'm hoping to really beef up for next year. I've never done a Christmas sinking fund or budget before. So I'm really excited about starting the new year, contributing to this fund so that by the time Christmas comes around, it doesn't feel so stressful or, trying to scrounge for the money at the last minute. And so I want to do $50 a month, starting in February for this. So it'll be February to November. So that'll give me a good chunk of about $500. Then I have my emergency fund, and I am going to focus on getting this to $1,000. I've been kind of gone back and forth with whether I wanted to do the $1,000 starter fund or if I wanted to go ahead and do the 1 month fund or 3 months. But for me, I think doing the 1,000 will be fine because I have over $1,000 coming in that is pure passive income from multiple sources. So if, something happened and I lost income, I would be okay. I would be able to move some things around to make sure that I'm not putting stuff on my credit card or going in more debt. So I would be okay. It's kind of a risk, but it's a personal choice. And so right now I am going to start with the 1,000 focus on paying off my credit card debt in 2021. And then once that's over, I'll work on my 3 to 6 month fund. Next is my future home. I do have a desire to buy a home in coming years. And so this is not an active goal that I'm working on, but this is going to be kind of like a catch the extra change envelope. And so if you watched my budget setup video, I mentioned this briefly about how at the end of my budget, whatever is left over, so like that leftover change, is going to go in this envelope. So I'm imagining, anywhere between like $5.13 to, $44.19 or whatever. Because I do follow a zero-based budget, I will just roll over whatever extra change into this account, and this will be a digital envelope. And then I have miscellaneous, which is a little different than what is kept in my wallet. This will be what I use to pay like subscription, like my Amazon Prime, or any other random things that come up, like my car tags or, things like that, just kind of like a catch-all. And so I'm going to budget $40 a month for this envelope to make sure that all of those are covered, and this will be a digital envelope. Then I have my wish list, and so this is going to be kind of like my fun envelope. Whatever is left over in my allowance, I'm going to roll over into this sinking fund, and this is going to be the source for some of those larger wants, those larger priced wants. So some of my home decor items, or like I want a new tote. I showed in my other video how I have like a wish list going of like, things that I see and I'm like, oh, I want that. I just add it to a list. And so in order to fund that, if I don't want to pull from it from my personal spending envelope, I'm going to be able to pull from this envelope. And so this will be kind of like that source to fund some of my wish list items that I don't feel guilty about. And then I have my snowball, and so this will be kind of like my monthly like rollover. So what I said with like groceries and miscellaneous, whatever I have left over from that will roll over into my debt snowball envelope, which I'll pay at the end of the month. And then I just have a clear empty one in here that I think will just be my bank one. And then I have this guy, which came with my cash envelope wallet, and this is going to be my spin the wheel. And so I wanted to do something fun. I think I mentioned this in my other video, but like I want to make budgeting fun. And so I decided that every month I'm going to give myself $20 that I'll put in this envelope, and then at the end of the month, I spin the wheel to decide where it goes. And so basically I have this app, which is just a spin the wheel app. Let's see. And so basically the categories I have is debt snowball, my car fund, rollover, emergency fund, future home, and wish list. So whatever this lands on, that's where that $20 will go. So let's just say I spin it. And if it's the end of the month, that extra $20 is going to go to my future home. So I'll put that in that envelope. And so I think it just makes it a little fun, to have something, just make it a game, some bit of game, and it's only $20. So wherever it goes, it's going to serve me. So I think it's pretty awesome. So that's the actual envelopes. And like I said, I do have a few that are digital, and so I'm going to keep these in Ally Bank. And so basically I love about Ally Bank is that you have these different buckets, so you can divide up all of your accounts and make sure that all your sinking funds are accounted for. And so basically here are my different buckets. And so the ones that I'll be keeping digitally will be medical, Christmas, miscellaneous, my car fund, gifts, travel, home, emergency fund. And so I'll transfer the money in here at the end of every month, but I'll keep track of it in this binder. So like I can, see it in both places. I just won't have the actual cash here. Because I want to be earning, interest on that money. And plus that, like those envelopes, I don't anticipate pulling from as often. So I would feel more comfortable with that being in the bank. And so, yeah, that is my sinking fund set up and my cash envelope system. And I'm really excited about doing this method going into the new year to really stay on top of my finances. If you're not subscribed, I would love to have you along for this journey. So make sure that you're subscribed. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.